Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my TED Talk speech. My name is KAVYA NAIR. Do I have to change the slide? Anyways, I'm not gonna lie, before I came here to talk to you guys, I was overthinking myself. I should really follow my own advice, I get it. But overthinking has its pros and cons in life. The pros being dodging potential dangerous situations, and the cons being getting too much into your head. Now, everyone at some point in their life has overthought about something, whether that be how your peers would perceive you after you get a bad math grade, or how others judge you based on what you look like. Overthinking is both a harmful and necessary thought that we have, but we can't help it. We're just human. Today, I will be talking about the mind of an overthinker and how to overcome it and live your life to the fullest. So, to be honest, I had my own troubles with overthinking, and I would like to share a couple examples of when overthinking took control of my life. Last year, when I had a leadership position and I didn't fulfill my role, I was so scared of what my peers would say to me. I was scared of the backlash that I would receive the next day. The night before, I could not sleep a wink. I was tossing, I was turning, I was sweating. It was not a nice experience, to say the least. But I went to school the next day, and nothing happened. Literally, nothing happened. Life just continued on like it usually did, and I eventually forgot about the mistake that I committed. That's exactly what overthinking is. Overthinking is your thoughts and your mind trying to drown you with possible outcomes that will never happen. Okay? And people generally place overthinking as a bad thing. It's really not. It's a thought process that your mind has created for you to become more cautious and aware of your surroundings. So in principle, overthinking should be a good thing. But we're all aware that's not how it usually happens, right? That's not the narrative. We usually go through a series of overthinking, those thoughts, and those negative thinking skills, and our life just falls apart. So, how can we overcome thinking? How can we combat this? There are 5 simple steps that we can follow to combat overthinking. And these steps are practicing mindfulness, challenging negative thoughts, engaging in self-care, practicing positive self-talk, and spending time with loved ones. So, for our first one, practicing mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness is a type of meditation where you're intensely aware of what you're sensing and feeling at the moment, and you're interpreting it without judgment. So, the way that you can practice mindfulness is through guided imagery, breathing exercises, different exercises to basically relax your mind and body. So, let's do something right now. Let's practice mindfulness, okay? I want you guys to close your eyes. We're gonna inhale for 5 seconds, we're gonna hold for 2 seconds, and then we're gonna exhale for 5. Close your eyes. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 2. 1, 2. Exhale for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes. How do you feel? Don't you feel so much more relaxed and refreshed? These are one of the simple exercises that you can implement to your daily lives just to practice mindfulness. On to the next one, challenging negative thoughts. Okay, we all know that negative thoughts are horrible for your self-confidence and your well-being. Okay, we know this. But the first step that we're going to do to challenge these thoughts is understand what type of negative thinking pattern we follow. And there are 4 main types. There's black and white thinking, where you think it's one way or another with no in-between. There's personalizing, where you automatically assume that anything that goes wrong is your fault. There's filter thinking, where you only see the bad side of things. And there's catastrophizing, which took me really long to learn how to say. And that's where you automatically assume the worst possible outcome will happen. So, what type of negative thinking pattern do you think you follow? And if you ask me that, I would say I definitely follow personalizing, where I automatically assume that everything that goes wrong is my fault. Okay, so now we understand what type of negative thinking pattern we follow. How can we implement that into our lives? Let me give you an example. Let's say I had a dance concert, okay? And it didn't go as well as I thought it should have been. If this was the old me, I would have been, oh, KAVYA, it's your fault. You should have done better. It's your fault. Negative thinking pattern, personalizing. But now that I know that's how I think, I'm going to change that thought. I'm going to change the narrative. I'm going to switch it. And I'm going to be like, no, Kavya, you did your best. You were good. You were great. You were great. And it's easy as that. And I know it sounds so insignificant and so irrelevant. It's such a small word to say to yourself. But for the long run, these are so helpful for your self-confidence. You stop doubting yourself. You actually trust yourself. I would highly encourage you guys to practice changing your negative thoughts. Another way that you can challenge your negative thinkings is keeping a thought journal. And this is simply literally a journal, just for your emotions. And what this does is it helps you keep track of your emotions day to day, and it helps you also realize, like, what is making you feel a certain way? Like, oh, I'm hanging out with that specific friend group and I always feel horrible about myself. It helps you change your way of living to a better one. And last but not least is focusing on gratefulness. And I know when you are going through that negative thought loop, it's really hard to think about what you're grateful for. It's hard to focus on the good stuff. But you have to remember that there are people in your life that are there to support you. And every day you should just ask yourself, what am I grateful for? Why should I continue going on? And if you ask me that, I would definitely say my friends and my family, my friends especially from peer counseling, they are my best friends, and I love my dog. That's how easy it is. You just change the negative thoughts to positive ones. So let's summarize what we've learned so far. We've learned that we can practice mindfulness through breathing exercises, guided imagery, and meditation. We've also learned about different negative thinking patterns and how to change it and how to focus on the good stuff, change the narrative. Continuing on, number 3, engaging in self-care. And there are a number of ways of engaging in self-care, like getting regular exercise, eating healthily, staying hydrated, making sleep a priority, and trying to relax in activity. And what this is basically telling you to do is set simple goals for yourself. Make sure that your mind is always busy. Make sure that you're working towards a specific goal. And although that may sound like bad advice, it's the most real advice that I can give you. When your mind is busy and not focusing on the bad things, you're focusing on what do I have to work up to next? What's my next goal? And a great example of this is my own mom. She makes herself so busy throughout the week. She has Zumba classes, cardio classes, dance classes. She's meeting up with her friends. She's going to lunch with my dad. Literally, this woman will not stay home. She's moving everywhere. And the reason why she does this is because she knows that if she's home alone and if she's just sitting on that couch watching TV, she's going to be lonely. She's going to think about the bad thoughts that are happening in her brain. She's going to overthink and she's going to go through a depression. I've seen it for myself. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is having a bunch of goals, making your brain busy is not a bad thing. It's just helping you continue on with your life. Number 4, practicing positive self-talk. Now, there are so many ways that you can practice positive self-talk, and these are just a couple. You can check in with yourself day to day, make sure that you're mentally well. You can incorporate positive thinking into your routine. Do not beat yourself up if you make a mistake. It's okay, move on. You can refer to yourself in second or third person. And when you treat yourself or when you see yourself as another person, you see them as a friend. You don't normally treat a friend horribly, do you? You can start your day off with positive affirmations. Like I said, you can start on a positive note. And you can surround yourself with people that make you feel good. And with a better crowd, you're more likely to reflect their positive thinking. Okay? And overthinking, it stems from negative thoughts. It's what we just learned. Okay? And these negative thoughts circle around your head and try to drown you. But with positive thinking and positive words in your life, you can help get those thoughts out of your brain. Okay? Overthinking makes you remember all your regrets. And I know you guys don't want to live your life with regrets, right? You want to live your life to the fullest. So, implement these small little changes in your life and see how that changes. See how your life is so much better. Moving on, and last one, spending time with loved ones. And spending time with loved ones can mean family, friends, pets, anything. And these people are supposed to be your emotional support group. Now, what is an emotional support group? An emotional support group is a group of people that you can go to without any judgment. They will not judge you. They're a safe space for you to go to if you need to talk to them or if you just need their support, like a pillar. Okay? So I want to ask you guys, who is in your emotional support group? Simple question, right? It's so important to know who's a part of your support group, because when you need their help, you need to know who you can turn back to. You need to know who you can trust. And if you ask me who's in my emotional support group, definitely my family, my friends, like I said, my ones from PC, because they are the best group of humans I've ever met. And just everyone that I've met on my way, I know I can trust them. All right? And at the end of the day, overthinking is something that only you can fight off. If I could help you, I would help you so much. But I can't. It's something that will change only if you want that change. Okay? And sometimes these 5 steps do not always work out. And that's when you need to tell yourself, okay, I need to go with someone, I need to go get professional help, I need to get therapy. And that's okay, that's perfectly normal. Overthinking has been this monster that I've been fighting off my whole entire life. I'm not kidding, I've literally overthought so much in my life, and I've made so many decisions as a result, which I regret deeply to this day. And I don't want thinking to control my life. I want to live my life to the fullest. That's partly why I created this TED Talk in this specific topic, because this is a wake-up call for myself. I knew that I needed some type of wake-up call, some type of like, Kavya, you're going the wrong path. Change it, move on, be a better person. And I would think that some of you guys would also need that wake-up call. So here it is. Wake up, try to make your life better, live your life to the fullest. Thank you.